Welcome to Lifestyle Alchemy. I'm Sydney, medical astrologer, energetic alchemist, and transformation expert. In this podcast, I share what I'm actually living and learning. Sometimes that's decoding my birth chart. Sometimes it's rewiring and regulating my nervous system. Sometimes it's just real talk about what's working and what's not. This show goes beyond astrology. You'll hear about health and wellness, mindset and energy work, manifestation, spirituality, and all the things that help us actually embody who we're meant to be. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome back to Lifestyle Alchemy. You guys, I am in my new house. I am recording from my new office. I am so obsessed. Oh, I wish I could take you guys on a house tour. I'm like hearing the Sabrina Carpenter house tour song in my head after I said that. Yeah, if this was a video podcast, I would 1000% be giving you a little tour, but I will some point soon do a little reel or like some kind of a like Instagram stories or something, doing a little tour or like a little preview. If anyone is interested, I am still like in the decorating phase. Like there's just so much more space here, and so I need to get some more wall art. I am so excited that I actually have my own office. We went from, our other house was a 2-bedroom. This is a 3-bedroom. So in the other house, I was sharing the guest room was also my office, and which we didn't have guests a lot. So it wasn't a really an issue, but I just didn't have the whole room to myself. And so this time I have a whole office just for that, just for the purpose of being an office. And I'm going to be getting an armchair, a big, an oversized armchair. I'm going to have my little podcast corner where I record my podcast from a comfy chair rather than just my desk chair. And I am just loving it. I love organizing. You guys, I am a Virgo Mars, so I have been thriving. I didn't love the packing and the actual moving, transporting part of it. Who does? But oh my God, as soon as it came to unpacking and organizing and putting the kitchen together and everything, I have been thriving and just living my best life. It's been great. We on the first night, Friday is when we moved. And then Friday evening, we were just obviously starting to unload boxes and put stuff away and all of that. And we stayed up until 2 a.m., which I know that's normal for a lot of people. It is absolutely not normal for me. I go to bed early or on the earlier side, not crazy early, but I like to be in bed about 10, even earlier sometimes. I would prefer to be in bed earlier than that, but it doesn't always work out. So anyway, love the new house. Something also that I would totally encourage you to do is, if you haven't already, look up the numerology of your address of where you live. It doesn't matter if you own or if you rent, that's completely irrelevant. Just wherever you live, look up you can put it in ChatGPT if you're like me and you don't want to do all the calculations. The numbers are easy, but when the alphabet gets involved, I'm okay, now I'm out. So you can just put your address in ChatGPT and ask it to tell you the numerology. And so what you can do is look up the house number. That'll tell you kind of just the energy of your home in general. And then you can look up the street, and that will tell you the energy of the street. And then for us, we're in another townhome community. So the community has its own energy in general. And then our home number itself has its own energy and numerology. And then the street as well. And it's all super cool. I literally feel like a new human being in this new house. And it truly, honestly, has made me wonder how much of a lot of what I experienced in the last 18 months or so was also in part due to my environment and just how I was feeling and like the experiences I was having due to my environment and kind of the energy that I was in, like that I was living in, that like wasn't even mine. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't actually, I know like obviously I didn't get diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder because of the environment that I lived in Arizona, because like that all actually started while I still lived in Tulsa. So that has nothing to do with it. But I do feel like other things kind of popped up that were kind of new that I was like, huh. And now like being out of that energy, being in a completely like what feels like a new world, it makes me wonder like, how much influence did that have that I didn't even realize it had? And like, I don't know. It's all just so interesting to me. I highly encourage you to look up the numerology of your home. And if you have the luxury, like if you are moving or if you're looking for a new place to live, do the numerology before you actually like sign anything. Before you decide, like, I'm going to move here, like look at all of that and see what is the energy, what's the vibe. It kind of tells you like the personality of the home and kind of not just that, but also what kind of phases you might move through in that home, or what kind of just in general, the vibe, the energy, the experiences that you might have. And also, of course, you want to like combine that with whatever personal year numerologically that you're in. But all of that combined, like I find it to be very, very accurate. And it's so interesting to me as well, because so I have mentioned this, I'm in my personal year 1, and it's also the collective year 1 again. And the numerology of the townhome community that now I'm in is also 1. So it's all just like extremely like new rebirth, new beginnings, new era, like foundations. That's what it feels like. Like that's the energy of it. And I can 100% feel that in this new home. And, the home number itself, like our town home number itself, is the energy of 7, which is very like spiritual, introspective, spiritual growth, all kinds of things like that. And so it just feels incredibly peaceful, and it feels like I just have this knowing that there's going to be so much growth and like expansion and forward movement in this house, like with the energy of the 1 and the energy of the 7 together. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's going to be incredible. And we are just so excited. We're so completely obsessed. This home is like, there's something so special about it. And I know like I'm almost done talking about it. So like, don't worry. I'm not going to just talk about the house the whole episode, but, there is just something about this house that it's so special, and it can't even be like pictured. It can't be captured in pictures. And it's really interesting because whenever we saw the listing on Zillow and like we looked at the pictures and everything, like they were good. Like it was like, oh, this looks like a nice place, but it wasn't necessarily like our favorite place, like from the pictures. It was like, oh, this is a top contender, but it wasn't like hands down this is the perfect, like this is the one, until we saw it in person. And it then like once we like stepped in and like felt the energy, saw like the expansiveness, felt how high the ceilings are. Like the ceilings are crazy high. I've never lived in a house with ceilings this high. They've got to be like 12 feet or 13 feet or something. Like they're crazy. But until we just like felt the energy of the home, we were like, holy shit, like this is a situation where it's actually like better in person than it is in the photos. And usually that's not how it is. On Zillow, it's usually like, oh my God, these photos look way better than they do on like in person. So that's been interesting. And like, I've been taking pictures for like family and friends. And every time I take a picture, I'm like, it looks so much better in person. Like, I literally don't even know how to like translate how just bright and special this is like in pictures. So people are just going to have to come over and see it. So yeah. And okay, so let's segue into the topic that I want to talk about today. So I am experiencing a lot of abundance, like in the best way. Cause like, obviously when you say abundance, like that could also mean an abundance of problems or an abundance of negativity, you know? So I'm experiencing just this like overwhelming abundance of blessings and like prosperity and just things that are coming like unexpectedly, just like, I feel like lucky, like ultimate lucky girl energy right now. And that is like, I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form to brag, but like that has not been the experience that I've had for the last like 2 years or so. I feel like the last couple of years I have gotten like, there's been a lot of financial like unexpected expenses and stuff like that. And like, I've spent so much money on my health and like seeing a naturopath. And like, obviously that's not covered by insurance. And like, there's just been a lot of unexpected things that I've had to pay for and just like bills and stuff like that. And I just like, to be super, super real with you guys, have not felt the luckiest in that aspect of life. And I have just not been, kind of feeling like, oh, manifesting money is so easy, or, you know, like I'm so lucky. Like, I know, like, whenever, of course, like I step back and I look at it with perspective, like I absolutely know that I am so incredibly blessed. I'm so lucky. I have so many things going for me. But I am just like experiencing this vast difference of just like things coming in for me that I'm like, I didn't even like what? This just came in so easy. It just like clicked in so easy. And this has all been since we like were about to move. And so what I want to talk about is what I would do if I wanted to manifest more. Like, if I wanted to be more magnetic, if I wanted to magnetize more of my desires to me, I would focus on this one thing. And that thing is joy and excitement, which I think they can go together. They're not always like together, but I think that a lot of times they do go together. And so basically, let me share with you a little bit of what I've been experiencing. So some of it's really small and some of it is larger. But so literally, I think it was the day before we moved. So this was like last Thursday. I was going through, one thing about me is I am a bit of a procrastinator. And when I say a bit, I mean like a lot. I am a procrastinator when it comes to like getting stuff in the mail. Like if it's like a bill, or if it's like, I don't know, just something that I'm like, ooh, I don't want that. Like, I just do not have the best habits always of like taking care of something right away. And that is, I know that's not like a good thing, but it's something I'm working on. And so I was like packing up my desk and I was going through like a stack of mail that I had just, like task avoided and just put it to the side. And so I was opening up stuff and like none of it was like bad. It wasn't like like it was stressing me out more by sitting there in a stack than it actually was from like me opening it. I was more stressed by it sitting there and like creating an energy leak sitting on my desk. Like me, every time I see it, I would be like, oh, I need to do something about that. Oh, I need to do something about that. That's an energy leak. That was more stressful than it was for me to literally just open the mail. Like, it was not that bad. And in fact, one of the things was actually a check. it was a check. It was a $303 check. And this is so embarrassing to admit, but we keep it real here. So the check was dated October of 2025. So I had gotten a couple ultrasounds. I had gotten like a pelvic ultrasound to see if I had ovarian cysts, and I had gotten a thyroid ultrasound in June of last year. And at the time of the appointment, they had me pay like $360 or something like that. And apparently few months after that, they like my insurance did cover like almost 100% of it. So they refunded me $303 and mailed me a check. And that what happened in October. And so I received the envelope, and I guess I just assumed that it was a bill and put it on my desk. And so anyway, I opened it and I was like, wait, is this real? Like, is this actually a check? Like, oh my God. And I like looked at it and it said what it was for. It was for the overpayment of the ultrasounds. And so luckily it was still like depositable. Like it was still a valid check, even though it was months old. So that was like a little blessing. And it wasn't like I was intentionally like manifesting money. I wasn't like, I really wasn't intentionally manifesting anything financial at all, but it was just like a little bonus, a little extra. And I truly believe that it's because like, I had just been in my joy and I had been so excited, like just the energy of like, I can't believe that we get to live in this house. Like it's amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that we were able to make this happen. And it's perfect. And like, you're just in that energy, you're in that vibration of like, it's mine. Like I have it and I'm so grateful. I'm so overwhelmed in such a positive way. And like, just being in that excitatory, like really, just joyous energy. I truly, truly believe that makes you so magnetic. And so there's like also a difference. I want to differentiate. It's like it's kind of a balance of like, you want to be in your joy and you want to focus on just like having fun and being like doing things that truly like bring you happiness and you like that make you feel that just, I mean, joy is the most magnetic like energy and emotion that you can feel. It's not like this needy attachment energy. And that's what I want to differentiate is like, I was in joy and I was in excitement, but I wasn't in like a needy, I need this in order to feel this, like that kind of energy. And so it's a little bit, it's very nuanced. Like you obviously want to be able to be in your joy and in your magnetism and all of that without overly attaching to a specific outcome. Of course, in the case of the house, like we knew that it was happening. We already had signed the lease. Like there was nothing that was going to happen that was going to change it. Like it was already done. So it was safe in that aspect for us to be attached to that specific outcome. But before we had signed the lease, like we were not overly attaching to it. So anyway, hopefully you understand what I'm saying there. Like it is nuanced and like you want to focus most on like how you feel, like what is bringing me joy? What am I excited about feeling? And not so much about like just the things that are making you feel that, if that makes sense. But anyway, okay. So then we move and I was had made an appointment. So I had Cox Wi-Fi in the other house and I was just going to transfer that service to the new address because I just assumed like Cox is really good internet. Like I'll just keep it, whatever. And, so I had scheduled that for like, I had scheduled an appointment. The soonest that they could come was Tuesday. And I was like, oh, I don't love that. Like, that would put us without Wi-Fi so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So for 5 days, we were going to be without Wi-Fi. And wasn't excited about that, but it was like, whatever, like, I guess we'll just like play games and read our Kindles, or whatever. No TV for 5 days. And so I was like, okay, we'll go ahead and just come Tuesday then. And then Saturday night, so the second day that we were in our house, Corey was like in the laundry room, and he like behind the door, which the door is usually open. So like I just never had seen behind the door. And so he was like, hey, there's like actually a modem like already installed like into the wall, like it's built into the wall. And there's like there's a sticker of information that to go to the Quantum Fiber website, and like you can just activate it, like it's pre-installed. You literally just like click a button and activate this high-speed quantum fiber internet. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So we looked it up, and I was paying $70 a month for Cox in my other for the other Wi-Fi, and we got a faster internet, like way faster, for $45 a month. It is literally $45. Are you kidding me? I've never paid $45 a month for internet. Like 70 is usually around like what it is. And so I was like, oh my God, okay, another, like that to me, I clock that as abundance. That is like a blessing. That is me. That's lucky girl energy. That is like a little manifestation. I'm saving money. Like it's better than what I expected to be. Like it's always this or something better, And okay, so that happened. And then something else happened, which I'm going to keep to myself. But there was another like really large thing that happened that was like totally unexpected, a huge gift, a huge blessing. And like, it's very, very, very exciting for Corey and I. And then today I did like a little Sprouts Instacart order, as I do, even though Sprouts is literally like 5 minutes away. I just like didn't want to leave the house. And so I did a Sprouts order, and Sprouts is a grocery store if you do not know. And I got an email shortly after the order got delivered, and it said like, you have a $20 rewards at Sprouts next time you shop there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just feel like it's just abundance, 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 blessing, blessing, blessing. And like truly the only thing that has changed from like where I'm at now and how like what's happening now and what was happening the last like 18 months or so is I just feel so much more like joyful and just like excited. And I'm of course like the energy of the new, like the numerology of the new year and like all of that, like yes, of course, like astrologically as well, there are other things going on that are really like good and expansive. But like within me personally, the only two things that have changed are like literally where I live, like the energy that I am in on a daily basis now, which is much more positive than it was in the other place. And also just the amount of like joy and excitement and expansiveness that I'm now feeling every day. And that's something that like you might be listening and like, okay, cool, Sydney, like, great. I'm so happy for you. But like, I can't move. So like, what do I do if I can't like just change my environment? So that's where you need to focus on romanticizing the shit out of your life. Like romanticize the shit out of washing your face in the morning or washing your face at night, of making your coffee or your tea in the morning, of making your lunch, making your dinner. Like make everything a ritual. Make your bedtime like routine a ritual. Make everything so fucking special. And like, it doesn't have to be fancy. Like if fancy feels good to you, then do that. But if just whatever feels good to you and gets you into that energy of like excitement, like literally you guys, I am so serious when I say I get excited over like buying a new toothbrush or like, like something so small like that like most people wouldn't think anything, like most people would just feel completely neutral to that. I like get excited over like getting a new countertop cleaner, like spray cleaner. I don't know, I just like get excited. I've always been like this. Like, it's not something that I have to intentionally try to do. I've always been like that. But I know like a lot of people aren't like that. And so that's something that you have to just create. You have to learn, like, okay, what is exciting to me? What puts me into the more of this like abundant energy of like, I am so like this lucky girl energy, this joyful energy. Maybe it's less about like thing like external, like buying something like a new cleaner or like a toothbrush. Like maybe it's less about that, and maybe it's more about like the things that you're doing. Like maybe you love to color, like the adult coloring books that are really cool, or maybe you love to read, or maybe you love to take a hot bath with some Epsom salt. Like that, you have to infuse your life with things that feel luxurious or exciting or fun or expansive or joyful. Like you have to do that. No one is going to do that for you. And I honestly, like looking back, I wish that I had done a slightly better job of doing that, even when I was in an environment where I wasn't like, I didn't love it. Like our house was nice, but it wasn't like the environment itself sucked. Like it was awful. I wish that I had been a little bit more intentional, even though like just naturally, I mean, I'm a Taurus Venus. So naturally, I kind of do infuse luxury and ritual into like everything that I do. But I do wish, like, especially since the environment that I was in wasn't great, that I had even done more, because I'm like, how much more could I have manifested and attracted to me if I had been focusing on that even more whenever I was in a place that wasn't as conducive to like just a lower frequency place that wasn't as conducive to kind of the abundance that now I'm matching to, just like without even trying. So if that is you, and if you are in a place where you're like, I don't really love where I live, but I do want to manifest abundance, and I do want to be in my joy, and I want to be in the highest frequency that I possibly can, you can still make small, tiny little changes in your daily life, in your rituals, and in your habits and your routines, all of that, to still bring you to that kind of energy to where you are a match to more abundance, because your vibration is that of joy and excitement and that lucky girl energy that I'm talking about. So I know that this episode was kind of like all over the place, but hopefully it was useful to you in some way. I am going to do like a separate episode soon about like just how to romanticize your life. Like just kind of talking about, I need to just kind of like go through and make a list of all the like weird little ways that I romanticize my life, like just the really mundane things, because mundane things don't have to be mundane. Like I will die on that hill. I just don't want things to feel ordinary. I don't want things to feel boring or insignificant. Like I will make anything feel special and feel like a ritual that is like a ceremony and that is very sacred. And I truly believe that like that is why I've been able to manifest so many things over the years, and like very, very specific things, which like also, this is a total like side note, but also you want to look at your human design and see if you are a specific or a non-specific manifester, because that can also make a really big impact on your manifesting power. Like you want to make sure that you're manifesting in a way that's conducive to your specific energy type. And if you are manifesting as though you are a specific manifester, but you're actually a non-specific manifester, you're going to be probably not having that as good of results as what you could. Because if you're being overly specific and really what would be best for you according to your energy type, in human design would be to be less specific and to actually not focus on the things that you're manifesting, but to actually instead focus on the feelings that you want to feel, or the emotions that you want to feel. Then like you're going to have so much more success if you're focusing on the right thing. For me, I am a specific manifester, so that hyper specificity actually does serve me and make me a more powerful manifester. But not everyone is that same type. So I do recommend looking at your human design and seeing what kind of a manifestor you are, and then leaning into that. And of course, like whether you're specific or non-specific, the frequency and the vibration of joy is so wildly magnetic. Like you are just, when you're focusing on having fun and feeling good, like that is the most important thing. In my opinion, that's more important than, so many manifestation coaches and teachers will talk about, feeling it real and visualization and like all these different techniques that you can do, like impressing on the subconscious mind and, overcoming limiting beliefs. And it's like, yes, I'm not saying that any of that is wrong or that I disagree with any of that even, but I also know that I have manifested the craziest shit, not necessarily always from doing those like fancier things, but just more so from literally just like feeling good, feeling happy, feeling joyful, feeling excited, because then I'm in that magnetism energy to where like I'm more of a match to things that are going to make me continue to feel that way because I'm already feeling that way. It's like I'm just matching up, like, like those memory games, those matching games that like, I don't know, I used to play when I was younger. Maybe you did too. It's like whenever, you find your match, they go together. Like things just go together better. Like whenever you're in that energy, you're going to attract more things that are in alignment as well with that energy. And that goes for the negative as well. Like if you're in a negative, like victim, mentality, just poor me, everything sucks, I hate everything, like you're going to attract more of that. Like that's just a universal law. That's not like a shock to anyone, I'm sure. So, okay. That's what I have for you today. I just, I'm still in the thick of, kind of decorating and organizing and all of that. So it's a little bit shorter today, but I didn't want to miss a week. I wanted to hop on here and tell you guys all the updates. So, okay. Oh, one more thing I did want to say is what's really cool is I've noticed that my episode, this was like a few episodes ago where I talked about the biggest surprise or like the most unexpected, what was it called? The most unexpected benefit of microdosing tirzepatide. That episode has very quickly become the most downloaded episode. Like you guys are eating that up. That episode every single day is getting downloads, and it is, like I said, quickly become the number one most popular episode. And so I wanted to say, if you have any specific questions or anything about that, whether it's my experience or whether it's just like the GLPs in general, like I'm not claiming to be like obviously a doctor or a medical expert as far as GLPs, but I feel like I do have a pretty good understanding just from the research that I've done, from my own experience, and from a medical astrology perspective. So I just wanted to open it up. If anybody has specific questions that they would like for me to answer, I might do like a Q&A episode. So you can DM those questions to me on Instagram. I did change my handle to @Sydney Brassfield, my name, and those links are updated in the show notes. So if you just click on like my Instagram link, it will be updated. It will take you to the right profile. So anyway, yeah, I would love to hear from you if you have any questions. I will either respond to you directly via DM or I will do a Q&A episode. So, yeah. Okay, well, I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and I will talk to you next Thursday.